Before we begin, I want you to hold one question in your mind. A question so old and so feared that many tried to bury it. Could there have been African cities so advanced that medieval Europe refused to believe Africans built them? This is not a story of fantasy. This is not a legend. This is our past. A past covered by dust, by silence, and by denial. I am the keeper of memory. I walk with the voices of the ancestors, and today I will walk with you. Together we will step into the forgotten cities of Africa. Places of stone, light, gold, and genius. Places the world tried to erase from its books. Listen closely. If you stay very still, you can hear the land speaking. You can hear the old walls breathing. You can hear the stories that survived fire, war, and time. This journey will shake what you were taught. It will break the lies, and it will bring back what was taken. To understand Wakanda, you must first understand what was stolen. So come, walk with me through the cities the world tried to bury. Now our journey begins with a city of stone, a city that rose from the heart of southern Africa between the 11th and 15th centuries. This place was called Great Zimbabwe. Here, the builders worked with no mortar, no cement, no glue. They shaped stone with such care that the walls still stand today, some rising as high as 36 feet. It is as if the stones remembered where to stand, as if the land itself guided their hands. Great Zimbabwe was not a village. It was the capital of a powerful kingdom, a kingdom rich in gold. Gold that traveled across mountains, rivers, and deserts until it reached distant lands. From this city, African traders connected with the world. Chinese porcelain, Persian glass, and Indian beads have been found here. These treasures prove that the people of Great Zimbabwe were part of a global trade network long before Europe ever set foot on these shores. But this city was more than wealth. Its design carried meaning. Its towers and walls were aligned with leadership, with spirit, with the order of the universe. It was a place where power and cosmology lived together. And yet, when Europeans first arrived and saw this great stone metropolis, they said something unbelievable. They said, Africans could not have built this. Why? Why was the truth so hard for them to accept? Walk with me. The answer lies deeper in the story. Now, let us leave the stone walls of Zimbabwe and travel west to a city so advanced, so well designed, that some call it Africa's first Manhattan. This was Benin City. Long before skyscrapers and modern highways, Benin City was protected by a massive system of walls. Not a single wall, but thousands of connected earthworks stretching over 15,000 kilometers. When measured together, they were one of the largest human-made structures the world had ever seen. Inside these walls, the city followed a clear, perfect order. Streets were laid out in straight lines, intersecting in a clean grid pattern. Houses, palaces, courtyards, and markets were placed with careful planning. Nothing was random, nothing was out of place. At night, the city did not fall into darkness. Palm oil lamps lit the streets, glowing like stars brought down to earth. Travelers wrote that the city shined even after sunset, but the heart of Benin was its art. The bronze workers of this city created masterpieces so detailed, so advanced, that medieval Europe had no method to match their skill. These bronzes showed kings, queens, warriors, and spirits, a living record cast in metal. Benin was a city of art, a city of order, a city of scientific precision, until the fires came. In 1897, British forces invaded Benin City. They attacked, looted, and then burned the city to the ground. Thousands of bronzes were stolen and shipped to museums across Europe. But why? Why did Britain destroy such a great city? And more important, what knowledge vanished in those flames? Walk with me. The answers lie in the shadows of the past. Now our journey turns north toward the desert sands, where a quiet city once held more knowledge than many parts of the world. This place was Timbuktu. Centuries ago, Timbuktu was home to Sankore University. Here, up to 25,000 students came to learn. They studied mathematics, medicine, law, poetry, and philosophy. They explored the movements of stars, the structure of the human body, and the laws that guide society. More than 100,000 manuscripts were written, copied, and protected in this city. These books carried ideas about astronomy, geometry, healing, and the meaning of life. Some of the writings even explained how to measure the distance to the stars. In those days, while Europe fought bloody holy wars, African scholars in Timbuktu gathered in classrooms to debate the secrets of the universe. Not far from Timbuktu was another wonder, the Great Mosque of Djenné. Built from earth, wood, and sun, it is one of the greatest engineering works in Africa. Its design keeps it cool in the heat, strong in the rain, and beautiful through the changing seasons. These cities were not myths. They were centers of learning where knowledge was treated like gold, and books were treasured more than weapons. But then a strange thing happened. Many of the manuscripts disappeared. Some were hidden, some were taken, and the world slowly stopped teaching the brilliance that once lived here. Who hid these books? And why was so much knowledge allowed to fade? Walk with me. The answer is not lost yet. Now we travel to the east, where the blue waters of the Indian Ocean touch the shores of Africa. Here once stood a shining city called Kilwa Kisiwani. From the 9th century to the 15th century, Kilwa was one of the richest cities in the world. Kilwa controlled the Indian Ocean trade routes. Gold, ivory, iron, spices, and pottery moved through its ports every day. Merchants from Arabia, India, Persia, and China sailed across the sea just to trade with this powerful coastal city. At the center of Kilwa stood the great palace known as Husuni Kubwa. It had more than 100 rooms. It had courtyards, staircases, and wide halls. It even had indoor pools, a luxury almost unknown in medieval times. Many of the buildings were made from coral stone, taken from the ocean and shaped into walls, arches, and towers. When the moon rose over the water, the whole city glowed like silver. Kilwa was a city of moonlit harbors, coral palaces, and merchants richer than the kings of Europe. But this raises a deep question. How could Africa's east coast produce this level of wealth and power centuries before colonization? Our journey now rises into the highlands of Ethiopia, where mountains hold secrets carved by human hands and guided by ancient faith. Here stand the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela. These churches were not built stone by stone. They were carved downward, cut from single solid blocks of living rock. Every wall, every window, every doorway was shaped from the same piece of earth. It is as if the builders did not create the churches, but freed them from the mountain itself. These churches were not built, they were released. Not far from Lalibela lies the old kingdom of Aksum, one of Africa's great powers. Aksum minted its own coins long before many European kingdoms did. It raised tall stone towers called stele, some reaching 70 feet high. These giants of stone marked the graves of kings and showed the strength of the empire. Aksum was also a global trader. Its ships connected Africa to Arabia, India, and the Mediterranean world. Goods, ideas, and stories moved through its ports like blood flowing through a beating heart. Yet, even with all this wonder, something strange happens in the telling of history. The world praises Europe's cathedrals, its carved pillars and painted ceilings, but it ignores Africa's mountain-cut miracles. Why? Walk with me. The silence around these achievements will reveal the deeper truth. Now we turn to Central Africa, to kingdoms where leadership was not only power, but knowledge, balance, and sacred duty. This is the world of Kongo and Ndongo. The Kongo Kingdom was once one of the strongest states in all of Central Africa. Its rulers spoke with European kings, sent ambassadors across the sea, and exchanged letters with Portugal and the Vatican. Kongo was not hidden, it was known, it was respected. But the deepest strength of Kongo was not its diplomacy, it was its wisdom. At the heart of Kongo life was the cosmogram called the Dikenga, a circle divided into 4 parts, showing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It taught that time moves in a circle, that leaders must guide their people through each turning of the sun. It linked politics, spirit, nature, and destiny into one great design. Here, politics was not chaos, it was cosmology. In the neighboring kingdom of Ndongo, a queen rose who understood both worlds, the world of spirit and the world of war. Her name was Queen Nzinga. She was a diplomat, a strategist, and a military genius. She faced the Portuguese when they tried to take her land and enslave her people. She negotiated when she had to. She fought when she must. And she protected her kingdom with every skill she had. But the question follows us like a shadow. What happens when a world organized by ancestral science meets an empire organized by conquest? Our journey now returns to the south, to a place older than Great Zimbabwe, a kingdom that shone long before the famous stone walls were built. This place was Mapungubwe. Many centuries ago, Mapungubwe was the center of a powerful society. It stood high on a sandstone hill, where leaders lived above the valley and the people gathered below. This was not by accident. It was a sign of structure, order, and hierarchy, a way of showing respect to those who guided the kingdom. Mapungubwe was rich in gold. Its people shaped gold into beads, ornaments, and sacred objects. The most famous of these treasures is the golden rhino, a small, shining figure covered in gold leaf. It shows skill, creativity, and deep meaning. It is one of the oldest known gold artworks in all of Africa. From Mapungubwe, gold traveled across the land and into faraway markets. It moved north toward Great Zimbabwe. It moved east toward the Indian Ocean. And from there, it sailed into the hands of traders in Arabia, India, and beyond. Before Zimbabwe rose, Mapungubwe shone. But this kingdom raises a haunting question. If Mapungubwe once ruled this land, and if its gold reached the far corners of the world, then what other kingdoms lie beneath the soil, waiting for archaeologists, or for ancestors to uncover them? Our journey now reaches a darker place, a turning point, the moment when Africa's great cities, its knowledge, its art, and its science were pushed into shadow. This was the Great Silencing. When European explorers and colonizers arrived, they looked at Africa's stone cities, its bronze masters, its libraries, its trade routes, and its kingdoms. And instead of accepting the truth, they said, Africans couldn't have built this. To protect their own stories, they tried to destroy ours. They created false science to claim African people were less intelligent. They wrote books that erased our achievements. They changed the names of our lands to honor their kings instead of ours. They looted sacred artifacts, took bronzes from Benin, took gold from Mapungubwe, took manuscripts from Timbuktu. They burned libraries, they broke statues, they buried evidence, they silenced voices. The conqueror's map was also a tombstone. But even in this darkness, something powerful remained. Something they could not kill no matter how hard they tried. Memory, it does not die, it only sleeps. Walk with me, because what comes next is the rising of what was buried. Our path now moves into the light of discovery, because even though many kingdoms were silenced, the earth has not stopped speaking. Every year, new findings rise from deserts, from forests, from riverbanks, and from places long forgotten. Across West Africa, the ancient site of Igbo Ukwu revealed bronzes so detailed and so advanced that they surprised the world. These works proved that African metalwork had reached heights many never imagined. In the south, the ruins of Thulamela appeared. Walls, graves, and artifacts showed a strong, organized society that lived and traded with distant lands. Further north, archaeologists uncovered Djenné, a city more than 2,000 years old. This single discovery changed everything. It proved that African cities did not need foreign influence to grow. They rose from African soil, with African ideas built by African hands. Along the coast, Sofala told its story, a port that once connected the gold of the interior to the wide waters of the Indian Ocean, a place alive with trade, movement, and culture. And in the northeast, the old port of Adulis from the Aksumite Empire continued to reveal its secrets, a reminder that Africa was once a giant in global trade. These discoveries speak with one voice. Africa was never empty. Africa was never silent. Africa was never waiting to be found. Every year, new cities emerge from deserts, forests, and riverbanks, rewriting the very history we were taught. And so I ask you, what else lies beneath our feet? Our journey now reaches its truth, a truth many feel but cannot name, a truth hidden beneath silence yet alive in every city we have explored. Wakanda is not fantasy. It is an echo. It is a memory. It is the shadow of real African greatness that once stood strong across the continent. When people imagine Wakanda, they think of a place with advanced science, strong architecture, deep knowledge of the stars, skilled metalworkers, and powerful leaders. But long before the film, Africa already had these things. The bronze casters of Benin were masters of metallurgy. The builders of Lalibela cut whole churches from mountains. The scholars of Timbuktu studied astronomy and medicine. The traders of Kilwa and Sofala linked Africa to the world. The kingdoms of Kongo and Ndongo built systems of leadership based on wisdom and spirit. African futurism is not just about the future. It is rooted in African memory, the memory of cities that shined like stars on earth. The future was in Africa long before the world acknowledged its past, and now that past is rising again. Our journey now comes to its end, but the story does not stop here. They tried to silence these cities. They tried to bury their names. But stones do not forget. Bronzes do not forget. Manuscripts do not forget. And now, neither will you. The land remembers. The ancestors remember. And today, by hearing these stories, you have become part of that memory. At Ancient Africa Untold, we bring back the extraordinary. We give voice to what was hidden. If you believe these stories deserve light, then join this mission. Subscribe. Comment the name of your ancestral city. Share this video. Every share is an act of remembrance. Every voice keeps the memory alive. Wakanda was memory. Africa is the future.